So, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst. Again from John. Whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst, but the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. Back to my original question, who do we turn to if we have those hungerings, those desires to be better? I don't want to say it's the obvious answer, but the answer is Jesus Christ. We have to turn to him. He is that bread of life, the bread that can fill us up and fill those holes in our soul, just help us just be the people we finally want to become. How can we make that real in our lives? That's a question for each one of you. I'm not going to tell you what you need to do. You need to pray about that yourselves and figure out what you need to do. I know what I need to work on. I know what me and Christ are working on right now together. But I would just say my religion on my mission, it turned from a theory into a reality as I learned to work with Christ on my own insufficiencies, right? As I learned to be filled. I my religion became real as I was on my knees praying to Heavenly Father. It became real when I was out on my feet, when I was testifying to people, preaching the gospel to the Ukrainian people. That's when it really became real. As I learned to overcome my own bad habits, insufficiencies, my own sins, I learned how the atonement worked in my own life, and that's when it turned, like I said, from a theory into a reality. People can't tell me that God doesn't exist. That's ridiculous because I talk with him every day. I have my own relationship with God, with Jesus Christ. It's I feel my own soul being filled, my own hungry soul being filled with something better. We feel this godly hunger because we're estranged from God. Because of the fall of Adam, because of our own sins, we kind of distance ourselves from God kind of by ourselves. And so it's actually Christ that does the reconciling. He brings us back to Heavenly Father. That's his role. And that's why we focus on Christ so much, because he's the one that brings us back to Heavenly Father, who's the one that teaches us, but keeps saying the same words over and over again, but he fills our souls with that goodness, that peace, joy, comfort, whatever you want to call it. And it's only possible through Christ. In Tad Callister's book, The Infinite Atonement, he says, the symbol of the atonement is an embrace, right? It's a hug. The symbol they use in the scriptures is a hug. From Nephi, no, this is Lehi talking. The Lord hath redeemed my soul from hell. I have beheld his glory, and I am encircled about eternally in the arms of his love. From D&C. Be faithful and diligent in keeping the commandments of God, and I will encircle thee in the arms of my love. Now my favorite one. Behold, he sendeth an invitation to all men, for the arms of mercy are extended towards them. What does that look like? What does it look like to see arms of mercy extended towards you? Looks like this. This is what God and Jesus Christ are doing, right? They're just standing there. Next time you read the words arms extended, I just want you to think about someone just wanting to hug you. That's what it is, right? Luckily enough, I was able to do that invitation for a short period of my life. I was the invitation from God. His arms were extended, and I was trying to tell people about it. So that was, it's incredible. My very, very, very favorite story from the whole Bible is in Luke chapter 15. It's just a story that Jesus told, but I still like it. I will arise and go to my father, and will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. Make me as one of thy hired servants. And he arose and came to his father. But when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion, and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. And the son said unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. But we all know what the father did. He said, no way, that's dumb. He's like, I still love you. Like, back, I'm going to kill a calf, and we're going to have a party tonight because you came back. And I know it's easy to draw the parallels between my own life with my own family members to how it must feel for a Heavenly Father when somebody comes back, right? Someone like has that hunger, they want to come back, they want to be filled. He's so ready. His arms extended, just ready to throw them around you and squeeze you till you can't breathe.